Implementing game control mechanisms. One of HTML5's main advantages as a game development platform is the ability to run on various platforms and devices. And pretty much we have the HTML5 definition. This is the Hypertext Markup Language 5. It's a markup language used for structuring and presenting content on the World Wide Web. It is the fifth and final major HTML version that is World Wide Web Consortium W3C recommendation. The current specification is known as the HTML Living Standard. So we have that definition for the HTML5. Streamlining cross-device differences creates multiple challenges, not least when providing appropriate controls from different contexts. In the series of articles, we will show you how you can approach building a game that can be played using touchscreen, smartphones, mouse, and keyboard, and also less common mechanisms such as gamepad. So we're gonna check out this case study. We're gonna be using the Captain Rogers Battle at Andromeda demo as an example. So if we click here, it's gonna send us to pretty much to this game that is already loading. So this is the game that we want to recreate. I have the code here. This is a short demo that they have provided, and there is I'm gonna leave you the link in GitHub as well. But let's give it a try to this game. So this is pretty much what we have. If I click in the okay, I already played, and pretty much with the keyboards I can navigate. I can go up, down. I can avoid the asteroids. Okay, and the oops, I got hit and I lost. Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty cool game. Let me see if I can give it another try. Okay, let me see. Okay, I can move forward. I'm using just right now the keyboard, so I'm trying to avoid the asteroids, and I'm just clicking here. So okay, so let me see. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty cool game. So let me see. So we have the score 32%. Let me give it a final. Okay, so now I know how to shoot and pretty much move at the same time. So let me see if I can fare a little better this time. Okay, now we're talking. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, this is the game that we are gonna try to recreate. Okay, so we're gonna be using implementing game control mechanisms. So Captain Rogers was created using Phaser, and we already saw this framework Phaser. We have already watched some videos about it. Okay, the Phaser framework, the most popular tool for simple 2D game development in JavaScript right now, but it should be fairly easy to reuse the knowledge contained within these articles when building games in pure JavaScript or any framework. If you're looking for a good introduction to Phaser, then check the 2D breakout game using Phaser tutorial. We already checked out that. In the following articles, we will show you how to implement various different control mechanisms for Captain Rogers to support different platforms, from touch on mobile through keyboard, mouse, gamepad on desktop to more unconventional ones like TV remote, shouting to or waving your hand in front of the laptop, or squeezing bananas. Okay, setting up the environment. And we already saw examples of these 2D, 3D games. Let's start with a quick overview of the game's folder structure, JavaScript files, and endgame states. So we know what's happening where. The game's folders look like this. So they give us this favicam.png, so this is a picture. And then we have the fonts folder. We're going to have some files inside. We're going to have the image folder. We're going to have some files inside. We're going to have our index.html. Is going to be our HTML as this one, where we're going to be calling our project. We're going to have our source, and inside of our source folder is the important one, because we're going to have our JavaScript states. We're going to have the boot.js, the game.js, main menu.js, face. This is the framework that we're going to be using. Here they are giving us this specific version, the 2.6.1. Then we're going to have these folders with some plugins, and we're going to have the preloader.js. So As you can see, there are folders for images, JavaScript files, fonts, and sound effects. The source folder contains the JavaScript files split as a separate states. We have the boot.js, the preloaded.js, the main.js, and finally the game.js. These are loaded into the index file in the exact order. The first one initializes Phaser, the second one preloads all the assets, the third one controls the main menu, welcoming the player, and the fourth controls the actual gameplay. Every state has its own default methods: preload, create, and update. The first one is needed for preloading, require assets, and then we have create is executed once the state has started, and update is executed on every frame. So that's pretty much what we have: the preload, create, and update. For example, you can define a button in the create function. We're not gonna type anything. This is just an example that they are providing us. So let's assume this is a function create. So inside of the curly braces, we're gonna have this constant declaration name button enclave, and we are gonna set it to the keyword this that add that button, and we're gonna pass on parameters: the number 10, and the string logo dash enclave or enclave. As a second, 1, 2, 3, and as the final, and well, the fourth parameter would be the this that click enclave, and finally the fifth parameter would be the keyword this, and then we close this statement with a semicolon. So we have this variable button enclave, and here we will write more code. So it will be created once at the start of the game, and will execute this that click enclave action assigned to it when click. But you can also use the mouse's pointer value in the update function to make an action. Okay, so we have this function, we have the update function, and inside of the curly braces we will have an if statement. So if there's that gain that input that mouse pointer that is down, then we're gonna do something, as this example pretty much telling us. This will be executed whenever the mouse button is pressed, and it will be checked against the input is down boolean variable on every frame of the game. That should give you some understanding of the project structure. We'll be playing mostly with the main menu.js and game.js files, and we'll explain the code inside the create and update methods in much more detail in later articles. So pure JavaScript demo. There's also a small online demo, so they're talking about this one. And let me see. Well, I can move forward with, I can move up and down, I can move left and back. Let me see if I can shoot. Well, I don't think we can shoot. I'm pressing the buttons, so maybe there's a specific button, but not yet. Okay, if I press the key, okay, so if I press the keyboard D, I'm moving forward. If I press S, I'm moving down. If I press A, I'm moving backwards or towards my left. To move up, I will move W. Okay, so I have that. Let me see. I cannot I don't know, I cannot shoot. Let me see. Okay, so we have this small demo that they're offering us here. We also have it available on GitHub, so you can check out this GitHub, the whole thing. So we have the index, we have the JavaScript files, the image folder. So we have this. Let me see. Yeah, this is pure JavaScript. I mean, pure HTML, 100% HTML supposedly. But as you can see, we are also dealing with some. Well, we have here the JavaScript, but this is pretty much the framework. Okay, so where the basic support for the control mechanisms described in the articles is implemented in pure JavaScript. It will be explained in the given articles themselves below, but you can play it already and use the code however you want for learning purposes. Okay, so the articles. JavaScript is the perfect choice for mobile gaming because of HTML being truly multi-platform. All of the following articles focus on the APIs provided for interfacing with different control mechanisms. So we have the mobile touch controls, the desktop mouse and keyboard controls, we have the desktop gamepad controls, and finally the unconventional controls. So let's check it out real quick. Okay, so we have the mobile touch controls. The first article will kick off with touch, as the mobile first approach is very popular. We have the desktop mouse and keyboard controls. When playing on a desktop laptop computer, providing keyboard and mouse control is essential to provide an acceptable level of accessibility for the game. 3. Desktop gamepad controls. The gamepad API, rather useful, allows gamepads to be used for controlling web apps and desktop laptop for that console feel. And finally, the unconventional controls. The final article showcases some unconventional control mechanisms, from the experimental to the slightly crazy, which you might not believe could be used play the game. Okay, so you also have some more information here if you want to check it out. But if you go here into, there's also a small online demo, so they're giving us this one, and the code is in the GitHub repository. So this code is right here, I already have it. So pretty much we have two folders, the image folder, and we have pretty much this background, and then we have the player. So in this case, this aircraft, or this space, well, the spaceship. And then in JavaScript we have pretty much the phaser framework. Okay, so, and finally we have the HTML, and inside of this HTML we have some JavaScript statements. So we have some declarations here, some variables, and then we have some event listeners. So we have that, some cases, some if statements, and some functions. So this is pretty much what we have. If I launch it, for example, if I go index.html and just pretty much right click, open with live server, this is what we have right here. So well, this is a small demo right now. I cannot shoot, but I can move forwards in the x direction, or in the x coordinates, right, left. I can move down, I can move up, I can move in circles, I can move whatever I want here. Okay, I can do it with the keyboards as well as, and I can move it with the keyboards as well as with the mouse itself. So I'm using my finger right now to move this spacecraft. Okay, so we don't have the asteroids or the other enemy spacecraft chasing us, trying to get us. So this is what we are gonna try to build. And finally, let's give it another try to this game. So let me see. Okay, and let me see. Okay, so now I'm using pretty much the keyboard down, and I'm pressing the other key, space, to shoot. So this is how I'm pretty much doing it. And let me see. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do right now. Okay, and now I'm trying to avoid this as long, and trying to hit it at the same time. So I'm trying to right now moving left. Oops, they got me. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm moving forward. Oh, okay, so I'm going down, but I'm taking this dude with me. Okay, so see, I don't know who's, oh man, he got me. Yeah, but you can see this is pretty cool. Okay, so 100. Okay, so, oh no, I have a 134 score, so I got it. So 90% rate successful. And as you can see, if I click here in the play button, I'm gonna play again. But let's see if I click the house button or the home button. So I can pretty much stop the song. You can choose whatever song you want. What else do you have? Enclave games. Let me see. Okay, Enclave games, they give us some information. Let's move. We have made by, okay, so yeah, again, I'm not making these games, and these are the creators, made by Black Moose. Okay, you have that information. High score 175. You can play a game, and feature. Okay, so yeah, HTML5. They send you to this website here. But yeah, this is pretty much what we are gonna be working on.